into this world, and now I'm gonna take you out. Any last words?
Yeah, but first a quick word from our sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is one of the most ambitious RPGs of 2019, and it's out.
What's up, Grawlonlonians? Today we are going to be ranking some of the spars from this most recent GST tournament, Fall 2024. Alright, well, we're just going to jump into it. I'm going to comment a little bit on each player, not going to go into a fucking psychoanalysis. I'm just not doing that. However, I will do that with my hot takes. Let's jump into it. Jack, top tier spar, not just at GOAT due to someone on his team outshining him, but this guy is a solid player. Liu, man, Liu is a solid player. If this man could get the right team, he would be going absolutely buck wild, but until then, he's just going to remain a solid player. Jord or Bell, I think this guy has a bunch of potential on the right team. However, with his current team, he didn't shine. He was let down. He didn't perform when he needed to, so I think he needs a new team. Same goes for Sully. This guy might have won GST, but I do believe he got hard carried due to Jack and another player we will discuss later in the video. Les Royales. This guy has to be a top tier. He's like 40 years old. He'll hop on GST day, join a random team, and just perform. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. It has to be a top tier spar. I don't know in what way you look at this, and he's not. Just go watch the Twitch clips. It was absolutely insane. Speaking of a top tier player, my man Ace. He's like somehow younger than me, but performs like me. If he could just get a little bit more experience working out different situations, this guy could easily be a GOAT. Definitely a team you can build around. Maxi Mamba. Maxi Mamba has to be a GOAT. Absolute phenomenal player. Clutched the last hit versus me in finals to win it all. Just overall, super consistent player. Definitely proud of what Maxi can do. On to Dark. I think Dark is a solid player. I'll put him above Liu. Dark is definitely a solid player, as I just said. He just needs to figure out what team he wants to be on in order to support them, because that's what his role is. He is a support. And his current team, Corrupt, he's not able to do that due to Kiko being the only American. And we'll talk about him later. Next up is Neo. This is my first hot take. I think Neo needs to stay subbed. He's consistently let his team down this GST. He wasn't sparring confidently. I think if Justin subbed in, or whoever they had as a sub come in, they would have done a lot better. Neo was just out there losing the wall, losing his ones, dropping health, letting his teammates get hit. I hope he makes a comeback because he was once a top tier spar. TTT, man, again with Liu, solid player, just hasn't found the team that he meshes well with. I'm really hoping he finds the team because I would love to see him shine. Plato, my boy Plato is a solid player. I'd put him in top tier, but he was lagging versus me, so I didn't get to feel how good he was. However, he looked phenomenal, just like his whole team did. Unfortunately, they lost to hackers throughout the entire GST, so we didn't get to see too much from these players. Moving on to Alex. I'm putting Alex right with Dark. I think they are literally spitting images of each other. They're awesome Australian support players who just are on the wrong team. They cannot be surrounded by other delayers. They need to be following some Americans and covering those holes and doing the clutches. Metra. Metra's a top tier spar. He came in clutch for us during the GST. He showed up, he showed out, and he absolutely held business down. I appreciate what this man does for my team. speaking of appreciation, Gasper. Gasper is again a top tier spar. I'm gonna put him above even Jack. I think he's right on the cusp of GOAT. If Gasper can figure out how to maintain his health and remain his cool all the way through a spar, he would be the GOAT. He's super underrated. No one talks about his talent. This guy can drop you 15 hits if need be. Whether he stays alive for the entire spar is, debatable. You should him in his game. Consistency, he would be a GOAT, hands down. Moving on to Sarah. I think she's good, but I think she needs to be on a new team. She's building a team around her fellow delayers, and it's really hindering them all. And because she's the leader, I believe she needs to make a new team, regroup, get some Americans, because this is not IDEV spar anymore. You cannot win C sparring the entire match with a bunch of delayers. You need to have some pushing. You need to have a strong wall. Moving on to Mikva, my brother. Mikva is, of course, the GOAT. I'd put him above Maxi. This guy's alright. This guy's stupid consistent, and he's sparring on an old laptop. I've seen it for myself. I don't know how he does it. He shows up, he shows out. He doesn't even show out, but he shows up with his hits. He's dropping 6 hits. He's dropping 9 hits, and you can always count on him to clutch. Love that man. Nikor. Man, Nikor is straight dog shit. All I'm saying. Leo. Leo is... he needs a new team. I'm actually going to move this around, put Sarah in front of new team. And I'm going to put... yeah, it's fine. Leo is just one of those spars lost. He's still trying to figure out what he wants to do, what team he meshes well with, and he just hasn't found that out yet. I hope he finds it. Moving on. My boy Scar. My boy Scar is solid. He's always going to remain solid. He's consistent, but he's getting old. We'll see how he does next season, if he just stays in solid tier. Moving on to Kiko. Kiko is one of the last American alumni spars, and Sarah tried to slam him on the team, and all the delayers were going to support him, I suppose. It didn't really work out, but Kiko was solid. I think I'd put him above his delaying brothers, because if he's on the right team and he has the right support, he can show out. He is stupid consistent, stupid solid, easily the best IDEV American. On to my boy Shane. I think Shane is a solid spar. I'm going to put him above Dark. Shane is a solid spar. He has a lot of kinks to iron out, I'll say, especially when it comes to consistency. But off the wall, this guy is top tier. Unfortunately, he dies a little too quick, and he's a little too inconsistent with his hits to go any further. Moving on to Talon. Talon really surprised me this GST. This was the first GST I've ever seen him core in, and he won. Putting him in top tier, right below Ace. He got his hits in, and he definitely surprised me in the finals. Proud of you, bud. Onto the best spar of the GST, hands down, it's uncontested. If you think this is a hot take, you're retarded, and you should probably quit the game because you're never winning a GST. Zid is the GOAT, hands down, undisputed. You cannot prove me otherwise. Herc. This is my hot take with Herc. He needs to be subbed. I'm putting him below Nico because I'm not sure what to even teach Herc. He watches his teams die. He doesn't hold the wall. He can't read the map. He stays alive and he gets his hit for himself. And he uses that against his team to make them feel bad, like they're not doing enough. When in reality, you're getting 10 hits because you're sacrificing your team for 20 hits. Really bad. I hope he fixes the problem because he is a solid solo spar. And singles, he would be number 1. Moving on to Addy. Addy is a GOAT. I'm putting him above Mikva. He had to have been the second best spar of this GST. He is just absolutely consistent. This guy can put up the wall He'll break the wall. He'll stay alive and cover holes throughout the match. And he'll stay alive long enough to clutch. And not only can he clutch, he does it well and often. This guy is an absolute miracle to have on the team. Absolute pleasure playing with this guy. Last but not least, going over Brandon. I think Brandon is like Ace, where they're very solid. Just he needs a new team. I'm putting above Sarah. He needs a new team. He needs to be built around. He's not someone you can throw in a team last minute. I believe he is a talent you need to build around. He spars very uniquely. You need to support him on the wall, and his current team just does not do that for him. And this is it, boys. This is my tier list. If you disagree, I don't care. If you leave a comment, I might like it. I might respond to it. But at the end of the day, you fucking suck.
Perks give you deals on the food you love. Boogie.